everyone, so this video is a video that I actually haven't done in forever. I used to do these like all the time and I haven't done one in a very long time, and it is the top 5 Wednesday type of videos. And so I happened to be on Goodreads the other day and I just checked the little thing and I looked at the topics for this month, and they are books that you want to see as TV shows. So I was like, yes, that is right up my alley. So I thought that I would do a fun video for that this week. I have 5 books here that I want to quickly talk about that I would like to see as TV shows. This first one that I have here was recently brought to my attention again, and it is Beautiful Creatures by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. There it is here. This is the movie cover. I have all 4 of them and the rest of them are in the normal covers, and then this one is in the movie cover. I read this a really long time ago. It was definitely before the movie came out, so it was before whenever the movie came out. But I remember absolutely loving this book, and then I also remember really not loving the last 3 books in the series. I was in love with the characters, I was in love with the story, I was in love with the magicalness of this book and the whole plot, and I thought it was fascinating, but the last 3 books just weren't satisfying for me, and they were so confusing, and I was just like, what is happening? So this is the first on my list, because if they were to make this a TV show, I know that they already made it a movie, but they did that with Shadowhunters, so I'm sure that if they wanted to, they could do it with this one. I would love to see a TV show of this, because I feel like they could really expand on this world and have the opportunity to change, especially the ending of the 4th book, because why? But yeah, the way that the movie looked and like the costumes and the town and the magic, I loved it, and I feel like they could just really do a good job if they did a TV show of this. They changed some things. I would watch for sure. It would be fascinating. The next one that I have to talk about, I also picked for the same exact reasons as Beautiful Creatures, and it is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. So this one I read, it was one of the first books that I actually reviewed on this channel. And again, just like Beautiful Creatures, I absolutely love this book. I really love the characters. I love the concept of this book. There's like creatures in this book that aren't really angels, but they're not really something else. It was really original. I really love the characters. I really love the pace and the flow of the writing of these books. And then I read this one and I had an idea of what the next ones were going to be like. There was a certain character that died in this one, and I seriously thought that they were going to come back within the next couple books, and they never did, and I was so angry because I loved that character. And I usually don't get like this with characters. If a character dies, I'm just like, dang, that's sad, moving on. But for this entire series, I'm like, when is that character coming back, and when are they gonna fix everything? And they never did. And then not only that, but like the way I didn't understand some of the things that were happening in the 2nd and 3rd book. Some of the decisions and actions didn't really make sense to me. I know that people loved it, and I understand why, but to me, I just couldn't really love them as much as I really like this one. So if this were to be turned into a TV show, I'm sure they could do the same thing and twist some things and make some things right, because like I said, visually a show of this would be like super entertaining and visually pleasing, if you know what I mean. The 3rd book that I chose is the Legend trilogy by Marie Lu. Marie Lu is one of my favorite young adult authors, like, of ever. I met her once and she was like the nicest person ever, and I love her, and she liked one of my tweets the other day, and she has before, and I just adore Marie Lu. And these books, Legend, Champion is the 3rd one, Legend, Prodigy, and Champion, I adore these books. Next to The Hunger Games, this is my 2nd favorite young adult like dystopian type trilogy. I absolutely love it. I remember reading it, and I read these books super fast too, and I'm not a fast reader, but I got through these like quickly. And I remember reading them and just thinking that the characters were beyond amazing. There's the 2 main characters, the guy and the girl, and so and then the brother of the one character, and then the like little brother of the other character. Just so much amazingness in this book. Character wise, now visually, like if they were to make this into a show, visually it would also be amazing. And the male character in this book is like he's like street smart, and so he gets into fights all the time, and he's like hardcore parkouring everywhere off of buildings. And can you imagine that on a TV show? Like, yes. I thought I saw somewhere that this might be something, but I'm not sure. I just know that it would be an absolutely amazing TV show. And also, there are 3 books, and I really loved every single thing that happened in the books. I wouldn't change a thing. I loved it all, but I feel like they could expand on it. Like, if they were to do a TV show, so we could see some, like, they can make some extra scenes between the characters, they could add fight scenes, they could, like, prolong certain things. It would just be really cool. I wouldn't want to change anything because it's perfection, but I would love to see everything and more, and it would just be great. I would love it. This next book that I'm going to talk about, I'm pretty sure that they're actually going to make it a TV show, and it is Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. This is another author that I absolutely adore. And so her husband Ransom Riggs, who's the author of the Peregrines books, which is being turned into a movie. I read that book when I was 15. I'm super excited for this movie to come out. Anyways, not the point. Tahira and Marie Lou are like really good friends, and they're on each other's Instagrams like all the time. And I'm just like, wow, serious BFF goals right there. I just love them so much. And she is actually coming out with another book series. I think it's like a middle grade. It's called Furthermore. And so I really need to pick that up. The cover for that looks amazing, and I'm like, I really need to read more of her stuff. I remember hearing so many good things about this book, and I read it. In the first book I was like, and then the second and third book I was like, whoa, yes. I loved it way more than I thought I was going to. I knew it was good, but then there were certain things that happened. There was something that shouldn't have been like, that I shouldn't have been super surprised by. It was like in the second book, in the third book, I don't remember. It was like a familial thing that we discovered while reading, and I was just like, whoa. Characters in this book are just so amazing, and there's like powers in this, and like people have powers, and there's just so much that's going on, and it's like there is a love triangle, but not really. It's different. I know everybody's like, yeah, YA trilogies and books, they all have the same plot. No, they don't. Okay, this one follows a little bit of a cliche, but then it knocks that off really quick after certain events. Also, another reason why I would love to see this, or I'm excited to see this as a TV show, is because visually, again, it would just be really cool. Like, there's people with powers in this, so that would be really cool to watch. But if it's done right, it's gonna look super, super duper cool. The last book that I have here is actually the last book that I just dropped it. Okay, I'm back. It's this one. I just did a review on this book yesterday, and it is My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Backman. I did a review on this on Sunday. Oh yeah, I finished reading it on Sunday. And it's a standalone book. It's about a little girl, and her best friend is her grandma. Her grandma passes away, and her grandma sends her on a journey to give a bunch of letters saying that she's sorry to a whole bunch of her neighbors and people that she knows. And so it's just a really cute story, and I could imagine like film. When I was reading this, I could imagine how it would look on film, because I just kind of have that mind when I'm reading. I think of them as movies rather than just like kind of being in it. I feel like I'm watching it when I'm reading a book. And so I know that this is a standalone, and I feel like it would be like you know, a soap opera or like a K-drama, like one season and that's it. Kind of the similar reasons to the other ones. I would love to see this world expanded, because the grandmother, we don't get to see that much of her because she passes away. So the grandmother was a war doctor, so she would go off to all these countries and save people. Some of the people that the main character Elsa lives next to are the people that her grandmother saved. It could be like present day and flashbacks of like the mother's past, the grandmother's past especially. We can have scenes and episodes where we go but into the past, and we see all these stories develop as they were happening, and how the grandmother saves these people, and how it all happens, because they talked about it, they touched on it, but they didn't explain in detail. They just said what happened. So I would love to see like everything unfold, even like from Granny's perspective, because she was a fascinating character, and she wasn't even the main character, which is usually what happens in books, right? Yeah, I ended up really loving this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. The first half of the book I was iffy, but then the last half I was like, whoa, this is perfection. So, yeah. I'm sorry, I just got a message from my mom that they're opening a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru. Oh no. Yeah, these are the 5 whoa, these are the 5 books that I chose that I would like to see as TV shows. What 5 did you choose? I would like to know, because I was looking at my shelves and I was like, these are like the only kind of 5 that I would really like to see. There's probably more because I have books behind books. But yeah, please tell me, what did you choose? Tell me if you have read any of these books. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!